All right, let's go. Been a long while since I actually fire up my camera when I go for a morning drive. Sorry. I'm so happy Adrian actually popped up. Yo! Alright, engine oil is okay. Everything else is okay. Tires are okay. Let's go. The roads are not okay. So it's a wet Saturday morning, and that's when we do our morning drives. Yeah, this is when we do our morning drives. If you ask me why I love morning drives, I can only say that it's nice to see your friends who love cars coming out together in their cars, and then we chill, and then the sky, the sunrise, the beautiful sky. Oh, yeah, such a nice thing. It's the kind of thing that you unknowingly smile and keep smiling. That's part of the reason. Just feels good. Oh. And it's especially awesome when you have like a Porsche in front of you with its beautiful lines, and then you're looking at it, following it. You know, it's so nice. The shape of the wide body of the 997.2 is glorious. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, I can't wait to get my Porsche out. Can't wait. I can't wait to go to Evo Enduro with this bunch of guys. Yeah. You see, that's how we drive. We don't need to drive in a group and chase one another. We can scramble off on our own. You want to drive slow, you want to drive fast, it's up to you. That's usually how, the fog today is lovely. The misty mountains. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Road is a bit wet on the left. So nice. I've been doing this weekly for years now. Yeah. And yeah, I can't deny it. I have to do this in a convertible. As much as I love the shape of the 911 Coupe more than the convertible, but I buy cars, or I select cars based on my own usage. So I'm very, very clear of how I'm gonna use them for when I buy them. So that's how it is. is my job, my profession, so I get to test a lot of cars. So I have a pretty good idea of what are the kind of cars that I will buy versus the kind of cars I like. You know, I may like certain cars more than the ones I currently own, but I also have to judge based on my own driving character, how I drive my cars and how I use them in order to see which one would I pursue and purchase. Yeah, so I have roughly sort of arrived at the kind of cars that I can imagine me using them, because I do not want to buy something that serves as a trophy at home, whereby once in a while you bring it out when it's worthwhile doing so. I want all the cars that I own, I want to be able to just bring them out and do grocery shopping or send the kids to school and whatnot. You know, I want to be able to do that to all my cars. So that's how I made my choices. I recently got a Porsche 996 C4S convertible. It's a .2. I mean, every convertible C4S is a .2. So, or every .2 C4S is a no. Every convertible C4S is a .2. Anyway, so I am in the process of restoring it. Now, for the price I paid cash for that car, I could have easily gotten a loan for a much newer Mazda MX-5 or a much newer it's getting hard for me to talk with all the wind because I can't hear myself. Anyway, I hope you guys can hear me. I can also get a mini cabrio, near brand new, maybe 1 year old mini cabrio for the price I paid for that. And the mini cabrio would have 4 seats, and I would have been able to ferry my kids and whatnot. But I don't plan to sell my 6 Series because this car is wonderful. It's the one car in my family that can fit, you know, everybody can sit inside this car. Even though my son is really tall now, he can fit into this car no problem. And the boot space is huge, it's comfortable, it's low maintenance, it's low fuel consumption, it's powerful enough, and it's beautiful. So this car is the do everything car of my family. And of course I have the RS6, which is the car we ferry them to school, and it will be the car when we go for road trips to Penang or Johor, you know. So but that car, I seldom will take it out in the weekends for weekend drives because it's not a convertible, it's not as lovely to glide on these mountain roads as this BMW is, even though it has a lot of power. So yeah, but that car is on a different maintenance regime as the BMW would have been, you know. Let me wind up the side windows and then my windows so I can hear when I'm talking, right? If not, I'll be just screaming like a mad guy. Yeah. And of course I pursued the Aston Martin Rapide S, which has been my dream car. Of course, while I was dreaming for the Rapide S, Ferrari launched the FF, which completely blew me away. I'm a lover of wagons and shooting brakes, and I absolutely love how the form factor of the FF and the GTC4 Lusso that came after us. And I've driven those 2 cars as well, But after having driven them and also driven the Rapide, I much prefer how the Rapide drives on cruising highway speeds, and also I much prefer how the Rapide sounds from starting the car until about 4,500 thereabouts RPMs, which is average daily occasional enthusiastic drive, which is how I drive my cars, or how I drive a 4-seater big V12 car. I wouldn't take it to the racetrack, right? There's no way I would bring the Rapide to the racetrack. It's too big and cumbersome to be in the racetrack. But on roads like these, the Rapide is beautiful, right? So it drives nicer on these type of roads than would the FF or GTC4 Lusso, than would otherwise the FF or GTC4 Lusso. So I decided to pull the trigger on the FF on the Rapide S right after I test driven the GTC4 Lusso. The one thing would be I don't like how the car drives at this type of roads, this type of speed. No, not this type of speed. At about 170 or 180 kilometers per hour. Those Ferraris with a fast steering rack, they just set up the car to be too fast. The front axle is too fast. I like it to be a little bit more stable, a little bit more cruiser friendly, a little bit more German. And that's how the Rapide S was set up. Likewise, a Panamera. So that's what got me decided to okay, the Rapide S, Moreover, I've always really liked the understated feel of an Aston, right? So anyway, yeah, so that car would be the car that I sometimes drive out, with the wife, together with the kids. Sometimes when we dress up nicer, I would drive that car. Or we go have a nice celebration meal in a hotel and we'll park at the valet, So that, even though all my cars sort of can be parked at the valet. So the 996 would be my dailyable sports car, Yeah, the 996. So I'm in the process of restoring it, and hopefully things turn out well. Yeah, so I have sort of arrived at the kind of cars that I think would be optimum for whatever. Maybe I need one more car, something like a Suzuki Swift Sport or a Mazda 3 hatchback kind of car. A small car, no, Mazda 3 is not small, but a small car for daily runabouts that will be easier to park. I did fancy the idea of a Toyota IQ, but that car is very rare and everybody is asking ridiculous prices for that car. So no way I would pay 60, 80 grand for an 11-year-old 1-liter Japanese Econobox, even though it's pretty cute. If you're talking about 50,000, 60,000, probably I would, Yeah. Roads are slippery today, so on windy bits like this, when there is a fast approaching car from behind, I wouldn't make too big an effort to yield. I would wait until the road sort of is easier for me to change lanes, then probably I would. Yeah. But it's a lovely, lovely morning. I'm smelling all the fuel coming out of this RX-7. It's burning so rich. It's burning so rich. Yeah. There are, of course, a lot of fast drivers. I'm gonna just chill my way up. It's nice to see these type of cars, and I hope everybody drives safe and arrives safely. That's my biggest hope. Every week. So if you guys want to join us, just turn up to, just go to Google Maps and search Evo Club Tri-Station, and just turn up there every Saturday, 6:30, and just be there, you know. Yeah. Okay, slower speeds now. I like to open my window so I can hang my arm out, feel the wind. You know, have you done that? Put your hands out and feel the wind, and then just glide up and down like that. It's lovely. I tell you, it's lovely. Yeah. Wet morning. This Vios is weird. Stick to your lane, please, brother. Oh, I love this. So I don't drive aggressively fast, but probably because I'm familiar with the roads, it will appear to you that I might be going fast, but actually I'm not. I'm barely even reaching half my throttle most of the time. Okay, so I prefer to chill drive like that rather than going all out aggressive. And yeah. There's the RS3 there. Lovely, lovely. The Beamer is in the wrong line, but probably he has the grip. Okay, we're not going fast, so it's alright. He's also being very careful. I like people being careful. What a sound that the Porsche makes. It's a beautiful sound. Beautiful, beautiful sound. And this guy in front of me is the Porsche lover. So go follow his channel, his IG and his Facebook page. It's called the Porsche Lover. He's a Porsche expert. He runs a workshop that fixes Porsche and does pre-purchase inspections for Porsches. Yeah, that's the Porsche Lover. You can feel the road is a little bit damp, you know, so the tires won't make much noise when you begin to lose a little bit of grip. Provided you're cornering really hard and pressing the tires down, so you don't hear the usual faint, that kind of sound coming out. You don't hear that. I brake a lot just now because the Vellfire is next to me. I need to keep really clean on my lane in order to not scare him. Of course, sometimes when you're cornering like that, there will be inevitable times where you're gonna put two wheels on their marker or slightly edge out of it. but you don't want to scare other people when you're turning together with them. So that's a little bit of ethic while we're having enthusiastic drives, put it that way. We're not racing, we're not going all out, we're not dive bombing, you know, we're just enjoying our drives. Yeah.